What's up, everybody? For this video, we are going to talk about judgments against you in a civil court based on a debt. I'm Norman Douglas. I own the Kansas Bankruptcy Center located in Wichita, Kansas. We file bankruptcies throughout Kansas. You can visit us and schedule a free consultation at mybankruptcymeeting.com. That will allow you to pick a day and time that works for you. It will also allow you to fill out the intake form, so whenever we chat, I already have that basic information, so we can kind of talk about your specific situation. So, like I said, today we're going to talk a little bit about judgments. So what happens when you owe somebody money? It could be a landlord, it could be a credit card, mortgage company, a vehicle, repossession, credit card, doctor, dentist, anybody that you owe money to. What happens is if you don't pay that debt, they could put you into collections. They could go that route. They could just, call you, try to collect that way, send you letters. But ultimately what generally happens is they sue you, right? And so somebody from 6 months ago, 3 months ago, 5 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever, will sue you. They will hire a law firm that collects debt, and then they will file a lawsuit. What happens is you will then be issued a summons, or you'll be served a summons, you'll be served the lawsuit, and the summons is basically notifying you that one, you've been sued, two, generally the court date and time and where it's going to happen. And then usually that summons will give you an opportunity to answer the suit, right? So I always use the example, if you owe the credit card $10,000, you're probably not going to win that lawsuit, right? You're going to lose. And the judge is going to say you owe X credit card $10,000 because you do. So many times people won't go to those hearings, right? And then what happens is the creditor just wins. They get what's called a default judgment. Once they have a default judgment, then the creditor or the attorney can move forward and try to garnish your wages, garnish a bank account, that type of thing. Put a lien on your house, if it's paid off, those types of situations. The problem with getting served and getting a summons is generally the creditor will serve your last known address. Okay, so if you've moved 2 times in the past couple years, they may serve your old address, and you may never have any knowledge that you've been sued except when the garnishment hits, or when they garnish a bank account, or whatever they do. So what we generally recommend is that before you file bankruptcy, you call the clerk of the court, civil clerk, or you go there and you request any judgments or any liens that are against you. You give them your name, your information, the court clerk will look it up and they'll say, yes, you've been sued 1 time, 5 times, whatever. And then we request that you get that information. So you get the petition. That will tell you who sued you, so we know who to list in the bankruptcy. It will also tell you what it's for, how much, if there's interest, and all of that. All right. So that's kind of how you figure out judgments, and whether or not you've lost any lawsuits. You just call the clerk. If you've lived in, say, Sedgwick County for your whole life, then that's where they're going to sue you at. If you've lived in Reno County and that's where you took the debt out, or you had a landlord dispute there, tenant dispute, that's where they're probably going to sue you. So you need to call the county that you were living in at the time the debt was incurred, to make sure. And if they say you haven't been sued, then great, you've covered that base and you don't have to worry about listing a judgment in your bankruptcy. So that's all I'm going to talk about for now, is just judgments and kind of how to get them, and that you definitely want to list them in the bankruptcy. So again, Norman Douglas, Kansas Bankruptcy Center. You can schedule a free consultation at mybankruptcymeeting.com. And until next time, we will talk to you later. Thanks.